Guys, we need to talk about Airbnb, like, right now. We all love a good vacation, right? Finding a cute little place to stay, feeling like a local. But what if that cute little place turned into a scene straight out of a horror movie? I'm talking about those moments in the dead of night when you're most vulnerable, when the line between a cozy Airbnb and a terrifying trap dissolves in an instant. You're in a stranger's house after all. And that's what these 3 stories are all about. 3 different people, 3 different vacations, and 3 times the nightmare was real. Unexpected footsteps in the hallway, doorknobs turning, shadowy figures appearing out of thin air. It's the kind of stuff that'll make you sleep with the lights on for the rest of your life. But here's the kicker, what's even more disturbing than the intruders themselves is why they were there in the first place. I'm talking about the kind of bone-chilling explanations that make you question everything you thought you knew about privacy, security, and just how far some people will go to violate it all. So buckle up, guys, because after hearing these stories, you might never look at an Airbnb listing the same way again. Imagine this. It's 2 a.m., you're in a dreamy sleep, the kind where you're drifting on a cloud made of comfy pillows and fluffy blankets. You're in a cute little cottage in the woods, booked it on Airbnb, super excited to get away from it all. The hustle and bustle of city life, the constant noise, the never-ending to-do lists, it's all behind you. You're here to relax, to unwind, to find some peace. But then, something yanks you out of that sleep. A noise, a floorboard creaking, a door slowly opening. You open your eyes, heart pounding, and there, bathed in the pale moonlight filtering through the window, is a silhouette, a figure, standing at the foot of your bed. You're paralyzed with fear, right? Your mind is racing, trying to process what you're seeing. Is it a dream, a figment of your imagination, a hallucination from that gas station sushi you swore you wouldn't eat? But no, it's real. And as your eyes adjust to the darkness, you realize it's not a monster, not a ghost. It's a person, a stranger, just standing there, staring at you with this unsettling calmness that's somehow more terrifying than screaming. The silence is deafening, the tension palpable. You manage to squeak out a question, your voice trembling. Who are you? And that's when things get really weird. The intruder, a middle-aged man with this unsettlingly blank expression, calmly says, "I'm the owner, just checking on the property." Checking on the property? At 2 a.m.? By standing at the foot of a sleeping guest's bed? The absurdity of the situation hits you like a ton of bricks. Something's not adding up. Your mind is screaming, your body is frozen, and the only thought you can form is, this is it, this is how I die. Murdered in my sleep in a stranger's house and left to rot while the Airbnb listing gets updated to charming rustic getaway. The thought is almost too much to bear, but then, almost as quickly as he appeared, the intruder turns and walks out of the room, closing the door behind him. You're left there, heart pounding out of your chest, trying to make sense of what just happened. Your mind is a whirlwind of thoughts and emotions. You scramble out of bed, adrenaline coursing through you, and check the locks on the doors and windows. Triple check, quadruple check. You barricade yourself in the bedroom using every piece of furniture you can move. You're terrified to close your eyes, terrified to open them, trapped in this terrifying limbo between nightmare and reality. Every sound, every creak, every whisper of the wind outside feels like a threat. You spend the rest of the night huddled in a corner, clutching your phone, every creak of the house sending shivers down your spine. The minutes crawl by, each one feeling like an eternity. The next morning you're a mess. You haven't slept a wink, you're running on pure terror and lukewarm coffee. Your hands are shaking, your mind is foggy. You contact Airbnb, you contact the police, you try to piece together what happened, but the owner denies everything, says he never went into your room, that you must have imagined it, that you're crazy, but you know what you saw, you know the fear you felt, you know what you felt. The police investigate, but without any evidence, it's your word against his, and that's the truly chilling part of this story. Because it highlights the terrifying vulnerability of being a guest in someone else's home. You're trusting them with your safety, your security, your peace of mind, and when that trust is broken, when someone violates that space in such a deeply unsettling way, it leaves you feeling exposed, vulnerable, and terrified in a way you never thought possible. The experience haunts you, a constant reminder of how fragile our sense of security can be. Okay, picture this. You and your significant other, finally, you've managed to snag some alone time. You've booked this romantic getaway, a secluded cabin with a hot tub, fireplace, the whole 9 yards. It's the perfect escape from the hustle and bustle of daily life, a chance to reconnect and unwind. You're thinking cozy nights, romantic dinners, maybe some you know, the kind of moments that make memories, the ones you look back on and smile. You arrive, the cabin is everything you dreamed of. Rustic charm, crackling fire, the scent of pine needles in the air. It's like stepping into a postcard, a perfect little bubble of tranquility. You start unpacking, putting your bags down, and that's when you notice it. A small detail that seems out of place in this idyllic setting. A tiny, almost imperceptible black dot on the smoke detector. It's so small that you almost miss it, but something about it catches your eye. Now you might be thinking, Shane, it's a smoke detector, what's the big deal? But something about it just felt off. It was too perfectly placed, too discreet. But something about it just felt off. It was too perfectly placed, too discreet. You can't shake the feeling that something isn't right, so you do what any sensible, slightly paranoid person would do. You grab a chair, climb up and take a closer look. Your heart is pounding as you get closer to the device, and that's when your blood runs cold. The realization hits you like a ton of bricks, because that smoke detector isn't a smoke detector at all. It's a camera, a hidden camera, disguised to blend in with the surroundings, pointing directly at the living room where you were just unpacking, where you were planning to spend your romantic getaway. It's a camera, a hidden camera, disguised to blend in with the surroundings, pointing directly at the living room where you were just unpacking, where you were planning to spend your romantic getaway. The thought of being watched in such an intimate setting is horrifying. Suddenly, the romantic ambiance vanishes, replaced by a wave of nausea and a chilling realization. You're being watched. Every move you make is under surveillance. Every touch, every kiss, every private moment you thought you were sharing alone was being recorded. The sense of violation is overwhelming. You feel violated, disgusted, your privacy ripped away in the most intrusive way possible. The safe haven you thought you had is now a place of dread. You immediately contact Airbnb, furious, demanding an explanation. Your mind races with questions and anger. The host, surprisingly, is unapologetic. His nonchalant attitude only fuels your rage. He claims it's for security purposes, to protect his property. But that excuse just doesn't fly, does it? Because real security cameras are obvious, they're a deterrent. They're meant to be seen, to prevent crime, not to secretly record unsuspecting guests. They're not hidden in smoke detectors, secretly recording your every move. This wasn't about security. It was about something far more sinister. It was about a violation of trust, an invasion of privacy that left you feeling exposed and vulnerable in what was supposed to be a safe and private space. The emotional toll is immense. The police get involved, the story makes headlines, and you're left dealing with the emotional fallout. The sense of betrayal is deep, the constant fear of being watched, the paranoia that lingers long after you've left the cabin, the knowledge that somewhere out there, someone might be watching those recordings, your private moments turned into their twisted entertainment. It's a nightmare that doesn't end. And that's the truly terrifying thing about hidden cameras. They rob you of your sense of security, your ability to relax and be yourself, even in the privacy of your own home. Or what you thought was your own home. The invasion of privacy is a wound that takes a long time to heal. It's a chilling reminder that in this digital age, privacy is a fragile thing, easily shattered by those who seek to exploit it for their own twisted desires. The need for vigilance has never been greater. Chapter 3. The Uninvited Guest. Alright, picture this. You've rented a spacious Airbnb for a family vacation. The excitement is palpable as you pull into the driveway, the kids already chattering about which room they'll claim. You know, the kind with multiple bedrooms, a big backyard for the kids to run around in, maybe even a tire swing hanging from a sturdy oak tree. It's the perfect setting for a memorable getaway. You spend your days exploring the city, hitting up all the tourist spots, making memories, taking a million pictures. Every corner of the city offers something new and exciting. You come home each night exhausted but happy, to your home away from home. The cozy living room becomes a sanctuary where you share stories of the day's adventures over dinner. But one day, you return from a particularly exciting outing to find something strange. A sense of unease creeps in as you notice things aren't quite as you left them. A light on inside the house. You distinctly remember turning off all the lights before leaving. A car you don't recognize parked in the driveway. Your mind races with possibilities, none of them good. Your heart drops to your stomach. The sense of security you felt just moments ago is now replaced with dread. You cautiously approach the house, every instinct screaming that something is wrong. Each step feels heavier than the last. You slowly open the door, and that's when you see them. A stranger. Someone who shouldn't be there. Sitting on your couch watching TV, eating your snacks like they own the place. The audacity of it all leaves you momentarily speechless. Your mind races trying to process the impossible. Who is this person? How did they get in? What are they doing in your rented house? The questions swirl in your head, each one more urgent than the last. The stranger, completely unfazed by your arrival, smiles and introduces themselves as a friend of the host. Their casual demeanor only adds to your confusion and frustration. They're just crashing for a few days, no big deal, right? They shrug as if this is the most normal thing in the world. Except it is a big deal. A huge deal. Your vacation has been hijacked by an uninvited guest. You didn't sign up for a roommate, especially not one who apparently has free reign of the fridge and your Netflix queue. The invasion of your personal space is infuriating. You try to explain that this isn't okay, that they're trespassing, that you need them to leave. Your voice trembles with a mix of anger and fear. But the stranger is insistent. They stand their ground, refusing to budge. They're a friend of the host, they say, and the host knows they're here. Their confidence is unnerving. You contact the host, fuming, demanding an explanation. Your fingers fly over the screen as you type out a furious message. But the host is infuriatingly blasé about the whole situation. Their nonchalance only fuels your anger. They apologize for the misunderstanding and explain that their friend is going through a hard time, needed a place to stay, and they didn't think it would be a big deal. Their words do little to calm you, except it is a big deal. A monumental breach of trust and privacy. Because it's your vacation, your rental, your right to privacy and security that's been violated. The sense of violation is overwhelming. You're forced to pack up your things, cut your vacation short, and find a new place to stay, all while dealing with the emotional fallout of having your space invaded, your trust shattered. The disappointment is palpable as you load your bags back into the car. The experience leaves you feeling violated, vulnerable, and questioning the very concept of Airbnb. The reflection in the mirror shows a person changed by the ordeal, because it highlights a terrifying reality. When you rent someone's home, you're not just renting the physical space, you're also renting their trust. You're also placing your trust in their judgment, their ethics, their respect for your privacy. And that trust is fragile. And when that trust is broken, when someone takes advantage of that vulnerability, it can leave lasting scars. It can turn a dream vacation into a nightmare you never saw coming. A nightmare that lingers long after the trip is over. Oh my god, you guys, I am shook. Like seriously, after hearing those stories, I don't know if I can ever look at an Airbnb the same way again. I mean, I always knew there were risks, but I never thought it could get that creepy. Imagine being in a stranger's house and suddenly you're in the middle of a real-life horror movie. From now on, I'm bringing my own security system, pepper spray, and maybe even my mom as a chaperone. But seriously guys, stay safe out there. Double check those locks, invest in a good eye mask, and maybe just stick to hotels. At least there, you have a front desk to run to if things get weird. Anyway, let me know in the comments if you've ever had a creepy Airbnb experience because I need to know I'm not alone in this.